health and safety aspect, there's 9 particular points that covers that. So just to highlight, it's not a safety audit as such, it's certainly an aspect of it, but it's a small aspect of a big audit. But in saying that, with only a small percentage of it, it's a flashing point for a lot of non-compliances and a lot of issues. So the 9 parts that it looks at, the first part is to have a farm safety risk assessment completed. This is a legal document for your farm. There's an example of the first page here, and there might be some dotted about going around the place, just sent as an example of it there. The main aspects that covers is tractors and machinery, livestock, chemical handling, different things like that. Now, as farmers and paperwork, none of us really like doing it. A lot of farmers get people to do their herd register and medicine records and different bits and pieces like that. But to get the full benefit from the risk assessment, the farmer really needs to be involved in it.
With Tom Kalinin, who is a Bord Bia Quality Assurance Inspector with Bord Bia. Tom, you spoke tonight to a lot of farmers here at the event in Mayo. I suppose some of the top issues that you come across in terms of mistakes and issues around animal remedies on farms in terms of Bord Bia Quality Assurance. Could you go through a few of those issues with us?
Yeah, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, no. So we'll go on to the purchases first here. So in relation to purchases, for your Bord Bia inspection, you need to have a purchase record for all remedies used on the farm. Okay, so date of purchase, exact date of purchase, the exact medicine name, the quantity of purchase, and where you got it. Okay, so they're basically what we require. Now these are all optional. Okay, I'd recommend that farmers record these simply because when they go recording the usage, they have the withdrawal period there for them. Okay, but date you got it, what you got, where or how much you bought, and where you got it. That's the most important part of where you purchased it. Also, if you keep on to all the veterinary receipts or all the dockets from the local co-op for dose and injections, that's perfect as well, right? You just need to have a purchase record, whether it be on paper or have the receipt, you know.
I suppose the easiest time to do this is as you purchase. In a lot of cases, it's the night before you come that this is done, and it's a big job at that. But
that's exactly
but it's a lot easier to update this as you go.
100%, and it always seems to be a bit of a scramble with farmers, you know, going back for, I suppose, 18 months, the week before the inspection. And when the auditor calls, they always, you know, they go to the wife, I suppose, straight away, you know. But yeah, the most important thing, I suppose, when you get something, right? If you go to the co-op, if you go to the vet, if you get something, if you can just get a docket and leave it in a folder, you have it, it's easy to go back and make the record, you know?
So that's the purchaser's next step, I suppose, is usage.
Exactly, next step is the usage. And basically I'm going to go through good and bad usages, okay? So we'll go with the top one here. 15th of the 2nd, 2018. Marble still 2%, 5 mil, administered to calf number 60739. Meat withdrawal period 30th of the 10th, 18, administered by John Murphy and the vet Alan Kelly, alright? Now, first thing that stands out here, right, was given on the 15th. Why is the withdrawal date 8.5 months later? Okay, so there's an issue there straight away. Marble still carries a 4-day withdrawal, okay? So that should be the 19th of the 2nd, 2018. So obviously the farmer there isn't really paying attention to what the withdrawal period is, or he's put down the expiry date of the remedy. So it's more so understanding what is looked for here.
Is that a common mistake in terms of expiry date going in instead of withdrawal date?
Yes. Okay. That's a common mistake. So farmers see this, when they see date of end of withdrawal period, in the old herd register it used to be date of end of expiry of withdrawal period, or date of expiry of withdrawal period. So basically they put in the expiry of the remedy rather than the expiry of the withdrawal period. Okay, so it's important for farmers to note that this is the expiry date of the withdrawal. So if it's a 28-day withdrawal, if you give it on the 1st of a month, it'll be the 29th of the month. Okay, so that's that, perfect. Okay, now here on the next usage, we have Zanel 105 mil all cows given in March 2018, 28-day withdrawal, Johnny Murphy. Now the issue here is March 2018. Okay, so basically if this farmer goes and slaughters cows in April of 2018, how do we know whether them cows are slaughtered inside or outside of withdrawal? Okay, now he could have given that on the 1st of March 18 and it would be fine. But there's no way for the auditor to know the exact date that was given without an exact date of.
So it's a simple thing, an exact date needs to go in on each month.
Exactly, it's a simple thing. Like a farmer can think we're nitpicking on that, right? But we're not. But we need an exact date of administration to know when them cows were treated and to know when they were slaughtered, that they were slaughtered outside of withdrawal. Okay. Also, it's important to keep an eye on the days of the withdrawal. Okay, so 28 days is there for Zanel. And since this board was actually made, there's been a change up in the ingredients in Xano, and the withdrawal period has actually changed to 13 days. Okay? So that's why we'll be emphasising to farmers when you get a bottle of dosing to look at the back of the bottle and it'll tell you the withdrawal period on it.
Okay. Yep.
So basically, and have the date. Date is optimum, right? Like this here now. 10th of the 4th, 18. Side acting, 40 mil. All 2017 calves. Excellent identity. We know there was all 2017 calves. Given
So you don't need to list all the tags there. Once you put all 2017, that suffices.
Exactly. 24th of the 4th, 18, perfect, right? Straight away, 14-day withdrawal. I know that that's the Sidectin pour on, right? So then you're looking in your own head, you're thinking of dose rates, right? So just given an 18, 2017 calves, 40 mil, 10 mil per 100 kilos, you can kind of say 400 kilo, yeah, perfect, spot on. Okay. Name of the person who gave it, Johnny Murphy, right? Now, I'll just run down through these fast, right? First, the first 18, okay? With pin strip. Let's try and make them clearer. 18, pin strip, 20 mil by 5 days, okay? Cow number 0353, okay? So what we were actually saying earlier on, that if you would just cow record it, it's a poor identity.
Not good
you
enough.
need the tag number, okay? For full traceability, you need the tag number, right? So she got 20 mil by 5 days. The withdrawal date, so you have to go from the end of the 5th day.
Okay.
Right, so 21-day withdrawal, if you went from 21 days from that date to be the 22nd, right? But you have to add on the days to get the 27th, right? Name of the vet that gave it the first day, and Johnny Murphy gave it from then on for the 4 days. And the name of the prescribing vet was Alan Kelly. Okay?
Yep.
Now, back down to sheep, right? So what we were actually trying to show here was there's a difference between cattle and sheep. So it's the same remedy, but the withdrawal date differs.
Okay.
So this is 21 days for cattle, it's 28 days for sheep. Although it's the exact same remedy, the exact same bottle, it carries a longer withdrawal for sheep.
So it's important to decipher between those two
100%,
types of animals.
100%. So it's very important to look, again, look at the bottle. It'll tell you the sheep and the meat withdrawal, right? So it'll tell you the meat withdrawal for sheep and the meat withdrawal for cattle, right? So very important. The only way you know it is if you look at it, right? Look at the bottle, make yourself aware. Now, what we were also saying earlier on to the group was, okay, first 18, pen strip, 8 mil, that's the tag number, withdrawal period, fine, okay. Now, we haven't seen any other usage record for this bottle of pen strip. We can see that bottle was used 20 mil by 5 days, 100 mil. We haven't seen any other usage record for this bottle of pen strip. We've 8 mil used, where's the other 92 mil?
Okay.
You can see the medicine cabinet here. There's no pen strip in cabinet, okay? He's having his Bord Bia inspection today, and we're looking for the other 92 mil, right? First thing the farmer will say, the bottle is fed, right? In the ideal world, I suppose, okay? But that's not what it's about. It's about accounting for where the 92 mil is gone to, okay? So basically that's the importance. When you've a 100 mil purchase, where does the 100 mil go? Okay, so it's important that all farmers are aware that they have to account for all the remedy used.
Okay. Brilliant.
Then, same thing here again. Duotech, 10 mil, all lambs, withdrawal at 18 days. Johnny Murphy, not applicable for the prescribing vet because it wasn't a prescribed treatment. Perfect usage. On the bottom one, we don't have an exact administration date. Bovex is fine. We don't have an exact quantity that was administered, so we don't know how much was given, how much was used. Sheep, very broad. We don't know, was it lambs, was it ewes, was it rams, what was it? You know? Withdrawal date, we've actually the expiry date of the remedy down, rather than the expiry of the withdrawal period. And Johnny Murphy, that's fine. So basically what you want here is, was it all sheep? That's all sheep on farm.
Simple as that.
Exactly.
Okay.
What was it? Was it 20 mil? And was given on the first, right? Now we have a withdrawal date, right? So, 5th, the 7th, 18.
You talked as well this evening about storage of vaccines. Very important, just to finish up, very important in terms of storage vaccines,
Yes.
in terms of the right temperature.
That's right. So farmers are spending the money buying the vaccine, okay? So they're going to the local co-op, they're buying the vaccine, and they're firing it in the Jeep and they're leaving it there for 2 or 3 days, right? Weather like this, we're getting 20 and 30 degree heat, okay? The live agents in the vaccines are dead, okay? So it's on the farmer. If you're buying a vaccine, store it in a suitable fridge in a sealed container.
Thanks very much, Tom. Okay, so I'm here with Damian Murray, Bord Bia Quality Assurance Department. Damian, you spoke to farmers tonight, I suppose, about the importance of Origin Green. Can you explain in a nutshell what is Origin Green?
It's basically a sustainability programme, the first of its kind in the world. So basically it's Ireland's way of putting our best foot forward. It involves the whole supply chain, so from farmers right through to retailers, food processors and whatever. Basically, we're trying to stress here with farmers today is our competitive advantage as a country to try to get into access to new markets and tell our story. We have a great story to tell here, and we need to get that across.
Have you measured the success of it, or how is it being perceived by, I suppose, consumers and supermarkets, or how is it working?
Well, basically, I suppose it's on an international level, I suppose, and this goes back to work we've done with our consumer insights a couple of years ago. Down the road, what were all these markets looking for, and sustainability was the one that came back at us. Our Origin Green is the way of measuring our sustainability targets, objectives, and what we're at. We always have this image that we're green and we're doing everything right. Well, Origin Green is our way of measuring this and our way of showing this, and it's a continuous improvement as well. It's not just a farmer doing the right things all the time. We're sending out, along with their carbon navigator, they're getting carbon footprint and all that, and it's ways of improving. So it's a continuous improvement as well, but like I said, it's a competitive advantage to get into markets.
In terms of quality assurance, how important is quality assurance in terms of marketing Irish beef for you to get into supermarkets or get into other countries? How important is quality assurance?
Well, quality assurance is it's a given at this stage in the international stage. It's the bare minimum. It's if you don't have quality assurance, you won't even get a seat at the table to talk to these, get into these markets, talk to these consumers. It's the bare minimum. It's like I said, it's Origin Green is building on the success of the quality assurance. Quality assurance is everything. Really.
I suppose last question, Brexit 8 months down the road, 30th of March 2019. We spoke tonight about 52% of our beef going across the world of the UK. In terms of Bord Bia's plan, or in terms of working behind the scenes, in terms of what happens if we do have a hard Brexit on the 30th of March, where are we going to go with all that beef?
Well, I suppose hard Brexit, we're still all in hope, aren't we, that it's not going to be a hard Brexit. But I suppose, listen, we'd be kidding ourselves if we haven't had the discussion, and that's been planning behind the scenes, I suppose. Listen, they're our nearest neighbours at the end of the day, so we've historic links there with them and everything, so you'll be still hoping we'll have access to it. Obviously, if we're highly tariffed now, we might as well, sir, but we've already started that work. Obviously, the main one there, I suppose, the first thing you say off, access to the Chinese market now. We're working hard in Asia to try and get into these markets as well. But it's also about consolidating the markets we have, the strong markets we have in Europe. We're strong in mainland Europe. It's also getting to the Eastern European. Our international office is doing a lot of work there to get into these as well. So I suppose it's about just trying to keep access to, as we talked a bit about access, we've got stronger. I suppose even in the last 12 months we've shown that we've diversified a bit from the UK market, and we expect to see that continue.
Just finally, you have a very positive story in terms of live cattle exports in 2018. Just to go through the table here behind you, in terms of what the important markets are and where we've seen growth and where we've seen maybe some drop in numbers.
I suppose the big one that stands out there is France, but I suppose if we go across for Spain, Netherlands, Belgium and France, they're our they're the main export markets for calf sales, live calf sales, and I suppose that's where the main increase we've seen. That's up on 49% calf increases on 2017 figures. So I suppose access to them market. Spain has always been a strong market for Ireland. I suppose the fact that they're so close to Africa and getting into them markets, that they've always been. But like I said, we've done a lot of work in France, Belgium, and I suppose it's been able to take them extra calves that we have now in the thing. But it's also, we've seen increases across the board. I suppose the big one that we've seen, the drop in there, you're looking at Northern Ireland, but I suppose that's due to, like I said, we've been diversifying away from that market, but also I suppose the fact that the currency, the difference there, I suppose we're not that competitive. Also the issue of I suppose Republic stock going up to the north and not being able to market.
So outlook for the rest of the year, is it quite positive in terms of live cattle exports, in terms of what we're looking at for the rest of the year?
Quite positive, yeah, I must say. And even though it says on other international markets there we're seeing a negative, well, historically we do most of our international live exports in the second half of the year, so we expect that to be on par, if not above figures most of all. And yes, we expect to see continuous growth. This is the same, and even if on the back of maybe the sterling or something, we might even see the Northern Ireland figure claim. But, yeah.
Thanks very much, Damian.
Really.